Hello everybody and welcome back to Sweet and Sour Soccer and welcome back to yet another championship predictions video. Guys, if you are enjoying these videos, please do hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoy this video today, please help us out and hit that subscribe button as well. It does help out the channel so much. So please feel free to do so. We have got some massive fixtures coming up in the championship this week. Another 12 big fixtures to get to. So let's waste no time and let's get a move on with them. We start off with QPR versus Blackburn Rovers. It's third versus fifth. QPR actually overtook Blackburn Rovers in their last fixture when they did get the win. Blackburn Rovers are going to be very downhearted at the moment. A 90 plus 2 minute loss to Sheffield United, a 10-men Sheffield United team, I should add. Obviously, they had a sending off as well. Blackburn really need to turn their form around. No wins in the last 5. And at one point, what was a feeling they could really compete with the top 2. You're now starting to wonder if they'll even make the playoffs. Both of these teams, I'm sure, will want to have a win, get that win, start to stabilise their playoff positions a bit more. But I don't think either team will win. I'm going to go for a 1-1 prediction here. I'm going to call it straight down the line, starting off with a 1-1 prediction. We move on to Peterborough versus Hull City, and two teams that are really out of form, to be honest. Hull losing to Barnsley, 6 games now without a win, and no win in the last 10 for Peterborough United, unless you count their FA Cup. They've been doing quite well in that. They've actually got Manchester City on Tuesday night in the FA Cup 5th round. I think given Peterborough's position in the league, though, they'll still be very much focused on this game. I mean, one thing that Hull fans will probably hold on to is they're sitting in 20th position, but they've got such a gap on those below them, especially the bottom 3, that I still don't think there's any real concerns for Hull to go down. They'd probably just need a few more points, to be honest, to ensure their safety in the championship for next season. I do think, yet again, I'm going to go with another draw, and I am going to go for yet another 1-1 draw on this one. I think the points will be shared. We come on to Barnsley versus Middlesbrough, and Middlesbrough have been on some form. If you include their FA Cup game, they've only had 2 defeats in their last 15. Barnsley will also be happy. Both teams got a victory in their last fixture, but unfortunately, I can't really offer Barnsley any more joy on this fixture. I am going to make my first winner prediction of this video, and I am going to go for a 2-0 Middlesbrough win, to be honest. I think I do see Middlesbrough continuing their good form. We come on to Blues versus Huddersfield Town, and a random fact, Blues actually had a fixture against Atlanta United on Sunday. It was last Sunday, it was a friendly fixture in which they lost 4-0. Bit of a random one. Blues fans, if you are watching this, do feel free to let me know why that game was played. It just seems such a random fixture, to be honest. Huddersfield Town, they'll be absolutely buzzing at the moment. Yet again, another big win. They're going on really well. One of the only teams to be undefeated in 2022. I'm not sure if there's 2 teams or 3 teams left. It's Hull, it's Huddersfield Town, it's Liverpool, and I think there may be one other, but I'm not entirely sure. But it just shows the form that they've been on this year. And I think they'll continue on that. And I'm going to go for another away win. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Huddersfield Town win. We come on to Fulham versus Cardiff, and Cardiff and Fulham both know where to find the back of the net. Both on great goal-scoring form. Cardiff have actually scored in their last 9 games, of which 4 of those have produced a win. Maybe you would be a bit hopeful of a tiny bit better win percentage. Obviously, it's less than 50% if you are scoring in every single one of those games. But they come up against a Fulham team who have averaged over 2.5 goals as this season. Of course, they have had some 8-0s in there, some 7-0s, some 6-0s, which will obviously boost up the average, but still very, very impressive from Fulham. And it's been a really good season for them in the Championship, which they always manage to do, don't they? They always manage to do quite well in the Championship. On this one, I think there'll obviously be goals. No shock that I'm saying that. And I'm going to go for a 3-2 Fulham win. I think there'll be goals for both teams. So I'm going to go for a very eventful game. If you're at the stadium, or if you're planning to watch that on TV, should be a really good game, some goals. Moving on to two teams who continue to be in good form. Millwall. Millwall are going a bit under the radar, sneaking back into that playoff position picture now. 3 wins in a row in the league. It's really impressive, to be honest. And as I say, going a bit under the radar. Sheffield United will be very buzzing after their win against Blackburn Rovers in added on time. And themselves are also in very good form, unbeaten in their last 9 games. There's something telling me about this fixture, and I will accept the abuse from Sheffield United fans. I don't know why. I just feel Millwall might win it, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 Millwall win. Sheffield United fans, I have been very complimentary of you guys over the last few weeks, so please do forgive me for this prediction. But I don't know why. There's just something in my head telling me Millwall win 2-1. We come on to Blackpool versus Reading, and well, we'll start off with Reading because they've obviously got a new manager in, a new interim manager in Paul Ince. They've won the last 2 games, and they now find themselves 8 points clear of relegation, which is a massive. It just shows how massive it is actually to get 2 back-to-back wins when you are near the bottom of the table. They've really secured a big gap now and will be feeling quite good about staying up, especially with a new manager coming in. Blackpool obviously lost to QPR, but they've now scored some positives. Let's give the positives. They've now scored in their last 7 league games. I think there'll be goals in this one too. But I feel Reading will have a bit of a bounce back with obviously their new manager and current form. I'm going to share the spoils. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw in this one. We come on to Coventry versus Preston North End. And Coventry now find themselves just 3 points off the playoffs. Really feeling good, I imagine, if you're a Coventry fan. Back-to-back wins. Won 3 in the last 4, actually, which shows how good their form has been. And no surprise, we're talking about them in playoff contention. Preston North End, on the other hand, a goal every 102 minutes away from home. Now, away form hasn't been that good at all this season. Yeah. And if you look at their away form as a statistic, it's actually 0.88 goals every game. And I don't think they'll score in this one. I do think it'll be a Coventry 2-0 win. I think Coventry will continue their good form. Luton Town are up next against Derby County. Derby, they got a good result, didn't they? They got a good result. They got the draw. But because of what's happening with Reading, it would still feel like a defeat. That gap at the bottom becoming wider yet again after doing so well to close it quite a bit. But some good news for Derby fans. Obviously, it does look now that the administration are looking at, obviously, the potential buyers that happened on Wednesday. So hopefully Derby will get took over soon and all this will be resolved, at least in terms of the club carrying on. Luton Town have been on absolutely fantastic form, unbeaten in their last 5 home games. And actually, if you look at the home form all season, it works out to 1.81 points per game. So you can really see where they're pushing to in the top half of the table. And I do think being at home with all the facts that are there, I am going to go for a narrow 2-1 win for Luton Town. Forest versus Bristol City next. Forest have actually dropped off a bit, to be honest. I was talking about them a couple of predictions ago. Obviously being in and around the playoffs. They've had 2 draws back-to-back and find themselves sat in 10th position. Really need to kick on because they've not really got easy fixtures coming up either. They've actually got to face Fulham, QPR and Sheffield United in 3 of the next 4 fixtures. Bristol City, on the other hand, are bottom of the table for clean sheets this season. Only managed 3 clean sheets all season. And for that reason, I think they will concede against Forest. And I am going to go for a 3-1 Forest win. Coming on to Bournemouth versus Stoke City, and Bournemouth under a bit of an investigation. There was a complaint raised, wasn't there, about Bournemouth? Obviously, Nottingham Forest feeling that they should have played their fixture, which was called off due to weather last week. So I'm kind of feeling that maybe because of their injuries at the moment, they chose to postpone that one. Coming up against the Stoke City team who, will obviously be a bit disappointed with their defeat that they had last time out, losing to Luton Town. But before that, some good form. They've been hard to beat. Haven't they, Stoke City? This one's going to be a good game. I think I am going to give it to the home team. I am going to give it to Bournemouth. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Bournemouth win. And I think we come on to our last game. That is West Bromwich Albion versus Swansea City. And this one really comes down to, I think, whoever scores first in this game. Because I feel if Swansea get the opening goal, it's going to be a horrible scene at the Hawthorns. You know, this isn't really a manager, Steve Bruce. Wasn't really a manager that West Brom fans wanted. He's not started off well. He's not performing well. It could turn nasty quite quickly. It really could. One thing that, you know, if you're looking at obviously Swansea in terms of how they've been doing this season, Swansea only 3 wins away from home all season. And I think they've played 16 games away from home. So you can really see that their away record hasn't been that great. As I say, this will honestly come down to who scores first. I'm going to give it Albion, though. I'm going to give it a narrow 1-0 win to West Brom, I think. But if Swansea score first, then I think it'll be Swansea's. Guys, let me know your predictions as always. Let me know where I've gone right. Maybe let me know where I've gone wrong as well. And hopefully I'll see you on the next video. And make sure, as always, to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as well.